All right, you guys, so this time we're going to be talking about entering and leaving a game. So eventually you're going to have someone that's going to tap you out. You know, you have to go on break. You can't be here for 8 hours straight. I'm sure you have to go to the bathroom. There's going to be times that we're going to have to leave, right? So the common, not always standard, but common way that this typically works is you're usually going to be on the table for about 1 hour. Some places it's an hour and a half, some places it's 45 minutes, but the standard that's more common is about 1 hour on the table. So you'll be dealing your game for 1 hour, and then you're going to get tapped out by your relief, which is someone that's going to allow you to go on break for usually about 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, but the casinos can set these intervals completely up to themselves, because house rules. They can make you on the table for 45 minutes, an hour and a half, whatever they want, but it's usually standardized. If you're doing an hour, usually everyone that's dealing is doing an hour typically. So it's usually 1 hour on and 20 minutes off. Another common one is an hour and a half on and 30 minutes off. So it just depends on where you go. Another variation is that you might be at a place where you get to keep your own tips. And so what they'll probably do is they'll probably have you on one table for 20 minutes, another table for 20 minutes, another table for 20 minutes, go on break for 20 minutes, and then come back and you repeat the cycle. A lot of places where you get to keep your own tips, that's usually how it works. So that way everyone has equal opportunity to make the same amount of tips as opposed to someone sitting on a dead game all day. So I'm going to show you guys what the tap out procedure is going to look like on a shoe game, and let's just get it done. So if you are in the middle of a hand, you've already dealt cards out on the table. So let's just simulate that. So let's just say, I know there's no bets here, but let's just say that I was dealing a hand and I'm in the middle of taking and paying, or the players are in the middle of making decisions. And then in the middle of that happening, I end up having a dealer come and tap me out. When the dealer taps me out, they're usually going to stand behind you. However, at some pits, it's very narrow behind here. So where she's standing is she might be standing right in the way of the walkway of everyone that's behind me. So there's some locations that you probably will come in from the left, which is usually the standard if you can't stand behind. And then I will leave to the right. There's a few things I have to do first. So first, if I'm in the middle of a hand, I'm going to ignore the tap. I'm going to finish my hand, do my take and pay, anything I need to do. After that's done, I'm going to make sure that my rack is in order. Once the rack is in order, I'm going to grab my shoe and move it in the middle of the table. And I'm going to pull one card out and put it underneath the lip of the shoe. This is going to be there as the burn card, which is a card that we just discard. That way, if people are trying to count cards, it's less likely they're going to have an accurate count. And it's also going to be there to remind her when she enters the game that she has to do her burn card. Every time that we get tapped out, we're going to do a burn on Blackjack. So this is a good way that we don't forget to do it. So after I put that there, I'm going to clap. I'm going to go palms up. That way the cameras know I'm not trying to steal anything off the game. Once I clap and go palms up, I'm going to exit to the right, and then she's going to step forward, clear her hands, and do her burn card. All right, so one thing I wanted to add is that some locations that you may work at, whenever you tap out, you don't actually do a burn card. So it depends on where you go. The house rules are always going to be different. So if you're auditioning for a particular location, just always ask whoever's auditioning you if you do a burn at that location, and then let you know what the house rules are. This should be simple as that. But that should pretty much be it. So we've covered opening, or when we approach the table after we tap someone out, and we know if we get tapped exactly what we're supposed to do as well. So this is going to be, for the most part, an industry standard at most locations. That's going to be how it's going to be done. But make sure that you clap and then show palms up. That's how we're going to clear our hands every time that we enter and leave a game. Should be the last thing that we do. So that should be it.